Hello. I want to speak briefly about Burkina Faso and their president, Ibrahim Traore. As an African-American woman, I am so proud of President Traore and so happy for the people of Burkina Faso. I want to state for the record that African Americans have nothing to do with any assassination attempts, any destabilization of the country, or any criticism of President Traore. I don't know any American, and I don't know every American, but I don't know any American that even knows who General Michael Langley is. I actually just found out who he was 2 days ago. But when you see black people being put in a position like that, and then turn on their heels to criticize another leader in another country, that is by design. And they do not speak for us. They are ruining the reputation of African Americans globally, making people think that we feel this way. We have our own problems.
Captain Ibrahim Traore is seen too close to Putin.
Thomas Sankara tried to do it like this, but where is he? He is dead. The Haitian president, he tried to do it like this. Where is he? He is dead. Gaddafi tried like this. Where is he? He is dead. These are the veiled statements made to us to instill fear. And then we also often see some young people trying to follow in the footsteps in a different way. You can hear them say, such a person ruled like this, he has the sepulchre. Such a person ruled like this, he is in prison. All this to try to scare us, to make us cowards. I think they haven't understood something. When we say the homeland or death, we shall overcome, it's not just a phrase, it has its full meaning. We are not afraid and we will never be afraid. We will continue our struggle. They have undoubtedly and surely scared numerous African heads of state. You often see, when we speak or when we have the opportunity to be in certain situations abroad, we often make statements to call on African heads of state to wake up, take care of our youth, to be able to initiate our real development. We are often misunderstood. Some have responded publicly to our statements because they feel targeted. But I can assure you, youth, that when we find ourselves in their corridors, these same heads of state tell us, you are on the right track. This is what needs to be done for Africa.
Yeah, of course, what is happening today should not be a surprise to you, right? Because if you can remember, several leaders, several head of states who try to do what Ibrahim Traore is doing today, where are they? and what happened to them. You know that. You know, and if you don't know about this, you have to do a research. If you are a really patriot, if you are a really a black person, or you are African, wherever you are, whether you are in Africa, in diaspora, in Caribbean, wherever you are, as long as you are you are a black person, you have to find out. So what is happening today is not a surprise. There are some leaders who have been in power for decades. There are some leaders who have been in power for several years, more than 20 years, but they are just there. Some of them, they died while still on throne. But why Ibrahim Traore, only 2 years, he has started facing challenges, facing critics, facing assassination attempts. Why? Just because he refused the offer that he was being given by the Westerns, by the West people, by the these colonizers. This is the major reason. So we as Africans, we don't have to look at this issue like something like surprising. But what we have to do is to come together, put our hands together and raise one voice, say that this is enough. And because Africans today have waken up and they know what they have to do, they know that what Ibrahim Traore is trying to advocate is the agenda of uniting Africa. Now they are accusing, coming with some ideas that some of them don't make sense. If you have listened the other day about this General Langley, the 4-star general of U.S. Marine, he's saying that Ibrahim Traore is using the resources of Burkina Faso to enrich himself.
Call them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across. Even in Sudan, what's going on with the rapid support forces and in Burhan of the Sudan forces, when you get down to it, is all about the revenue that can be drawn out of that. And there are nefarious actors in the CCP and sometimes Russia are complicit in those activities.
Okay, well, you can't imagine how frustrating it
is. Using the resources of Burkina Faso. The people of Burkina Faso are crying. They are suffering in hands of Ibrahim Traore. Who told this captain that the citizens of Burkina Faso are suffering in hands of Ibrahim Traore? We have not come out to hear any voice saying this. But how do the people outside Africa can come and explain on how the situation of Africa is? How can they come and give us excuses on how our countries are running? This is bullshit. And what the clips that are played earlier, these are clips of most of them are from the Black Americans. And I'm so proud of Black Americans. These are our brothers and sisters. They know the truth. At this time, they knew the truth. They know very well that their motherland, the originality is Africa. Because Africa is the source of mankind. Africa is the source of mankind. And we as Africans who are in Africa, we are proud of our brothers and sisters who are in Caribbean, in American, in, wherever they are now knowing the truth. They know very well that they have to stand by the Africans. They have to stand by their fellow Black Africans. So how can you now coming each and every day claiming that you want this man to be arrested, you want this man to be overthrown, to be eliminated with no reason? You don't have such reason. These are the same reasons these people used to eliminate people like Thomas Sankara, people like Mugabe, the Ghanaian president, the Ghanaian president, the late Kwame Nkrumah. You remember Muammar Gaddafi. These are the same reasons and excuses they came to Africa with. And they made Africa to believe that these people used to eliminate the leaders who were firmly stand and say that they want a free Africa. Those are the leaders, the pioneers, our freedom fighters, who stood firm and said that Africa need to be independent. They stand with one agenda of uniting Africa because they knew the truth. But because they knew the truth, they could have never led to live or to achieve their mission. Because, once the Africa become united, then the people from the West will not have that chance to come and benefit from Africa. That's why they are causing conflicts every day in African countries. The war in Sudan. What is happening in Congo? They are the one causing and coming behind claiming that they are coming to help. Which help? Which help are they coming to offer? And what surprised so much is that they find a black man. They use a black man to come and eliminate their fellow black man, whereby no evidence is left behind because they use our own black people. But they only use the black people who are weak, who need to be praised, who need to be funded. The black people who accept to be puppets to them. Full shame on Michael Langley, because this is a black guy. This is a black nigger. He has all authority to defend Africans. He has all power to stand by the Africans, but he is the one who is being sent, who is being used to come and destroy Africans. Wherever he is, he should feel shame. And this is the same tactics they used Barack Obama to come and eliminate people, the great leaders like Muammar Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein. These are the African icons who have never been forgotten to the African history. So if you don't know the history of Africa, you have to go back deeply, read the African history. So that what we are talking here today, you have to have the clue and know what we are talking about. It is painful to see our fellow Africans are being used to come and destroy Africa, while we as Africans, we are spreading positivity against Africa. We are advocating Africans and the African souls, all the generations that are coming, to come and know what the African was meant to be and how Africa was and why and what happened up to where we are at this time. There are some people who terminated the dreams of Africa. And these people are still coming today, accessing through our fellow African leaders who have accepted to be the puppets to them. So we have to join hands together and stand. Because those people, those leaders who came first and start these agendas and these dreams of taking Africa some steps forward, they were eliminated. And Africans were just watching. But at this time, the Africans have waken up and they know. And we cannot accept this to happen again. We will not sit down watching leaders like Ibrahim Traore being eliminated, being destroyed away, and left behind the legacy that we will leave explaining and praising that Ibrahim Traore, there was a leader like Ibrahim Traore who came and start fighting for the dignity of Africa. That will not be possible. We as Africans at this time, we have waken up and we know the truth. So I appreciate those black Americans, wherever they are, they know the truth and they have shown the interest to come and stand by their fellow Africans. we are happy for you, and we as Africans in Africa, we are still fighting for this, and we as youth, we are coming together, joining hands, and say that enough is enough, and Africa has to be for the Africans. African resources has to be for the Africans, but not for the white people or the Westerns who has been coming here to manipulate Africa, take everything from Africa, leaving Africa in a poverty status. This will not happen again. Tell me what you think to the comment section. We have discussed, we have talked about this. This Kenyan Explorer. Don't forget subscriber. If you are a new subscriber, I appreciate your support very much. And if you are a returning subscriber, stay tuned. This is the place. Welcome and stay tuned, and peace be with you.
Africa was not originally called Africa. We had a completely different name. Wow. I'm going to tell you what Africa was called, why the name changed, and who changed it. Pay attention. The landmass we now know as Africa was home to many peoples over the centuries. Moors, Numidians, Nubians, Carthaginians, and Ethiopians. The name Africa was created by Europeans, and the Romans popularized it in the West as part of their conquest of the region, specifically the northern parts of the continent. The word Africa was Greek and Latin origin. Africa in Latin means sunny, and Phrike in Greek means the spirit of horror. The land was known by many names, such as Ortygia, Kofi, Libya, and Ethiopia. But what was the original name of Africa? The indigenous name. It was Al-Kabulan, which translates to the Garden of Eden and Mother of Mankind.